Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Raymond Report. Today is Tuesday, April 9th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Ruby Tuesday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by the Raymond Report Sports Handicap and Tip Sheet, where each and every day we talk about value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, and a strict money management system. Come and learn more about the Raymond Report Tip Sheet today at atsstats.com. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a five-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And hopefully you guys are having a start to a good week. And hopefully you guys made some money yesterday with our selections, because our premium picks did very well. In fact, our free pick was the Pittsburgh Penguins plus 1.5 goals. That was a winner. And we also gave the Vancouver Canucks as our 5-star best bet, and that was a 5-unit play, which cashed in, and we went 2-0 Major League Baseball. So the Blue Jays and the Houston Astros over with Texas. That one went over almost in the first inning. But pretty good night. We'll take it and run, and hopefully you guys were on board for that. And if you want to get my top plays each and every day, go to the website, atsstats.com, go to free picks, and click on Ron Raymond's today's picks, and you'll see my top plays each and every day. And once you buy the package, click on the picks I bought, and you will see those selections in your members area. So when I click on it, that's how the picks will show up in your members page. All right, let's get into this one. Today's going to be a system-heavy day, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys 7 NBA system plays, 6 NHL plays, and then I'm going to go through the 8% club. We didn't find any systems in Major League Baseball today, which is pretty unusual since we do have a full slate of games going, but I do have some great trends for you guys in Major League Baseball. We'll look over that, and I'll give you my strong leans on today's baseball selections. But before we do, let's go to the markets and see what the markets are telling us today for a Ruby Tuesday, March Madness is over. Speaking of March Madness, congratulations to UConn. You're back-to-back NCAA basketball men's champions, and wow, pretty impressive and good game plan against Purdue. Just Purdue was they eliminated they gave Eddy his points. He was going to get his points anyways, but they eliminated the 3-point shot, and it was a good game plan by Hurley going into that game against the defending champions. All right, let's get to the markets right now, and always be listening to the markets, what they're telling you. And yesterday in the NBA, there was nothing, so full slate of games today. And on the 7-day average, you can see 70.9% of NBA favorites are winning, but look at the covering. They're only covering 56.3% of the games, and on the over-unders, 59.4%. So the games have been going over the last 7 days. In the Bettman circuit, the NHL, only 2 games last night in the NHL. The favorites came on top 2-0. 0-2 for the favorites on the puck line. So if you've been watching the Raymond Report, you know we've been betting a lot of puck line. In fact, I gave you guys the Penguins plus a 1.5 goals yesterday. They went 2-0. So 1-goal games, right? And 1-1 when it comes to the over-unders. However, look at the favorites in the NHL. 81.1% winning the last 7 days. Only winning, though, on the puck line, 47.9%. Now, this is where I found it to be very interesting. I think it's Major League Baseball. In fact, let me go to Major League Baseball. I know we're doing NHL here, but I got to show you guys this. In Major League Baseball, favorites are only winning 56.7%, but look at the run line on underdogs. 59.4% of underdogs, run line underdogs, are beating the favorites in Major League Baseball. So what does that tell you? Maybe a lot of one-run games, right? And on the 7-day average, 53.1% of the games have gotten under. A little bit of a reversal from the beginning of the year, because 54.5% of Major League Baseball games went over since the beginning of the game in Seoul, Korea. And right now, on the 7-day average, a little bit of a reversal now. 53.1% of the games have gone under in Major League Baseball. All right, let's get on with the system plays now. If you're wondering, okay, what's a system play, Ron? I'm going to show you guys the difference between a system play and a team trend. So this is a team trend. Anytime you involve one team, that's a trend. Now, when it involves any other team that's in the exact same situation, that's a system trend. I'll put more weight into a system trend than a team trend, because then if it happens to one team, maybe it's just a fluke. But when it happens to every other team, there's something to look into right there, right? So a team trend is this: when the Wizards are a 10 or more away underdog, coming off an away loss as an underdog this season, the over is 9-1, which is a pretty good trend right there. But the system trend here is on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, the T-Wolves playing tonight against Washington as a 16.5 point home court favorite. 224 is the total. And when you scroll right down here, you can see when any NBA 15.5 to 18.5 point home favorite after a non-division game coming on 1 day's rest, and they're coming off a Western Conference opponent, which they faced in their last game when they played the Lakers. And you can see the team they're facing right now is an 11 to 20 point win percentage. Those home teams normally are 13-2. How do you lose 2 games when you're 15.5 to 18.5 point favorite? But here's that's not the pick I want to give you guys. 5 and 10 to the under. 15 games in total. 5 and 10 to the under. So the under might be worth a consideration here tonight. I was looking at the forecast. So whenever we do these shows and you see it when I go get a team, pay attention to the forecast right here. I'll try to give it if I can remember it. So today we got 122 to 103 for Washington. But the parity value strength of schedule is this. So as you know, in sports handicap and sports betting, parity has ruled the day the last 10 years, right? You're seeing more balance in league. Salary cap plays a big role. So what I've done when I created the Raymond Report, I said, okay, you know what? A lot of these games are a coin flip. So we got to get some type of chart or some type of system that tracks the parity, right? So parity value index, strength of schedule, whoever you're playing, an A, B, or C type team. You can see Minnesota is 13-2 at home against teams below 500, 7-1 against the point spread, and 5 and 10 to the under. So under might be worth a nice little look here tonight between the Wizards and the T-Wolves. All right, that's system play number 1. Let's go to system play number 2. You got the Pistons traveling to Philly, the city of brotherly love. See if they get any love tonight as a 16-point road underdog, 221 out of the total. I got 122 to 103 as the final. And if you scroll down to the bottom, anytime you got a home favorite like the Sixers tonight, last 4 years, after a non-conference game versus a conference opponent, and the last game they played with it over the total, and they're coming off a 4 to 7 point win, which they did against San Antonio, 126 to 133. The home favorite is 16-4 straight up, 12-8 against the point spread. So not a really great record. Obviously, I'm not going to recommend Philly as a 16-point money line favorite, right? Because what's the line on the money line favorite? It's probably like $2,000. But let me see. Go to the parity value strength, the schedule. 12-7 to the over, and here we liked what? The money line, right? So at ATS 12-8, but I'm just giving you guys the system plays. I wouldn't lay this many points, so I'm just the facts, man, right? Just giving you guys the facts. So system play number 2 is money line, and ATS with a question mark. I would. Here's the thing: if you like this game and you want to play money line, throw the Sixers in the money line, marry it with 2 or 3 other money line favorites, or whatever play you want to do. But I'm just giving you guys the system play here. And if you like the point spread, just knowing this system here is 12-8 against the number. All right, let's go to system play number 3. Is let's go to the Pacers and Toronto. Right, Indiana against the Toronto Raptors. Wait, just froze up on me right here. There we go. Okay, we're back. Toronto's a 13-point home underdog tonight. 124 to 119 is the line forecast that I have. So I got Pacers winning by 5. And anytime they're on the road against a C-type team, they're 8-7 straight up. 7-8 against the point spread, 4-10-1 to the under. And the system play of the day is a money line straight up factor, right? So anytime you got an NBA favorite of 9.5 to 12 last 4 years on 1 day's rest, coming off a loss, an ATS loss, 29-5 straight up. So Pacers money line, that's your system play number 2. Again, I'm not asking you guys to play minus 3,000. You want to maybe marry it maybe with the Sixers, right? 2-team parlay. It won't pay that much, but again, that's what the system is producing today. So I'm just giving you guys just the facts, right? Just giving you guys the top system plays here at the website. All right, so you got the Celtics taking on the Bucks. Here's your game of the day. Milwaukee, a 2-point home court underdog, 228 is the total. I got 116 to 114 as a final. And if you go, let's see what the system play is telling us right now. It's on the, look at that, a 15-0 system on the Boston Celtics. Anytime you got a road favorite in the month of April after a non-division game on 1 day's rest, coming off a win against a Northwest Division opponent, which was, who was it? Portland in their last game. and they allowed 110 or less points against, and they scored 121 or more. They are 15-0 straight up in the next contest. So play number 2, Boston Celtics money line with a 15-0 system behind it. So let's see if we make it 16-0 tonight. That's pretty good. All right, system play number 5, LA Clippers taking on the Phoenix Suns, and the Suns a 7.5 point favorite, 226 the total. And the system play, there's some of them that has see, this one has 3 systems, right? So I'm gonna go now. I'm not gonna go. I don't want to read all 3 systems because I don't want to confuse you, right? But I'm gonna go with the total one right here. And the reason I'm taking the total is because there's a total here that's on the over. This one's on the under, but I kind of like this one here. So anytime you got a road team like the LA Clippers here tonight, last 4 years after a non-conference game on 1 day's rest, coming off an ATS loss, and they allowed 120 or less points against in their last contest, and they scored between 116 and 120 points for. The over is 12-2-1 to the over. So give me over the game tonight, and the over in this total is, let me see here, it's 226, so over 226. And the parity value strength of schedule 5-7-1, 6-6. Okay, you know what? I can live with that. At least it's not like lopsided to one area, right? It's not like a 12-1 or a 10-3 type thing. And the forecast, we got 231 as a forecast with the Suns winning 120 to 111. So I kind of like that system here on the over tonight between the Clippers and the Suns. Let's go to your play number 6, New Orleans. All right, you got the Pelicans taking on the Trailblazers. Okay, I don't think that'll be a ratings burner, right? 12.5 is the line, 213 is the total. And let's go to the system play down here. And the system is this, and it's on the Pelicans. But they're what did I say? A 12.5 point favorite. It's too bad. It's a big one, right? But look, here's the other thing. You know, even though they're 25-6 straight up, look at their point spread record. So sometimes when we do these type of shows, and you hear me say it all the time, sometimes the best bet you make is the one you don't make. This could lean into that, right? Obviously, you're not going to lay minus 3,000 on the money line, but this could be a deterrent for you to say, you know what, I don't like that system ATS record. Anytime you got a 12.5 to 15 point road favorite after a non-division game on 1 day's rest, coming off a Western Conference opponent, allowed 105 less points against the last game, 10-21-0 against the point spread, but 25-6 straight up. So Pelicans, New Orleans straight up. But again, remember I said all these systems that are really high like this and on the money line, you want to marry them maybe with say Indiana and the Sixers, right? That could be something you want to look into. All right, the last system play of the day for NBA tonight is the game between San Antonio and Memphis. And let's take a look at this system first, and then we'll come back to the line. And we got 2 systems here, so let me see what the line is here first. Spurs minus 3.5, 214.5 is the total. And let's go with the over here. You know what? We got 2 good ones here. Look at that. We got a 13-7 ATS. So I'll give you guys, anytime you got a road favorite like the Spurs here on 1 day's rest, coming off 2 overs, coming off a 4 to 7 point loss, and they allowed 121 or more points against the last game. 16-4 straight up, 13-7 against the numbers. So that's the one I'm going to give you. I'm not gonna throw 2 stats on you guys because I think one's just good enough. So let's go San Antonio money line tonight. And you know what? Because the money line's a little low, maybe you throw that in with Sixers, Pacers, and the Pelicans. There's your 14 parlay. All right, those are the NBA system plays of the day. So again, Washington, Minnesota under. We had Sixers money line, ATS with a question mark. Remember, Pacers, Raptors money line. Pacers money line. But again, when I say money line, I'm not telling you guys to spend $3,000. I'm just saying what the system is telling us, right? So I just don't want you guys to think, oh, what a chalk player. Hey, Ron, do you drink a lot of milk when you wash down that chalk? No. Boston against Milwaukee, money line. All right, that's a 15 to 1. That was a perfect. That's probably your best bet of the night. That's probably what I'll give my members tonight. Premium pick. Clippers, Phoenix over 226. Pelicans, New Orleans money line, and Spurs money line. So those are your NBA system plays of the day. All right, let's go to NHL. And let's go to the Bettman circuit. A lot of games here tonight. I got 6 system plays. First one here is on the Toronto, New Jersey game. Let's go down here, and you can see the system is this. It's on the Leafs. Hey, I'm an Ottawa guy, so I'm not sorry if I don't show any enthusiasm, right? Even though Ottawa really Hey, enough said, right? Enough said. But sometimes you got to tip your hat to the Leafs for playing good hockey. It's just, you guys understand, right? It's like the old Montreal Nordique series and, the Rangers, Islanders. If you're from Ottawa, you can't love Toronto. It's one of those things, right? And Toronto guys, they feel the same way with Ottawa. So it's sports. Hey, don't take it personal. It's just sports. Anytime you got a road favorite last 2 years versus conference opponent before a non-division game, coming off an Eastern Conference opponent last night with Pittsburgh, and they won by a 1-goal win, and they allowed 3. So basically, coming off a 3-2 win, they are 14-3 straight up in their next game. So Toronto Maple Leafs money line, and what's the line on this one here tonight? What's the money line? 110. So you know what? But now I got to ask myself, why are they just 110? Anytime Toronto's on the road against a team below 500, 13-9 straight up, 8-14. So even though the system does like Toronto, this makes me balk right here. Why are they only 13-9 on the road against crappy teams, right? So, and you know what? New Jersey 5-5 last 10. For the show, it's a system play on Toronto, but I would not. I probably would lay off that game if I were a betting man, which I am. All right, Washington against Detroit. And we got the Capitals. Yeah, tough loss last game, right, against the Sens. Hey, I'll take it, even though I'm a Sens fan, so I got to get my wins anytime. Every game like that's like our Stanley Cup these days. So let me see what the system play. This is going to be a good game tonight in Detroit. Both these teams need the points. The system play is on the, there's 2 of them. So anytime you got a home favorite like Detroit, last 5 years after a division game versus conference opponent, coming off an under, and they're coming off a 2-game homestand. 8-8 straight up, not good. ATS though, 3-13, not very good, but look at the under. 13-0 to the under. So Detroit under tonight. And what is it at? 6.5? Don't tell me it's 5.5. 5.5, wow. Hey, can you believe that? Back in the day, you would never see a Washington team with Ovi in it be a 6.5, 5.5, right? It'd always be 6 or 6, even some 7s at some points. But playoff hockey. Hey, old-time hockey, playoff hockey. All right, let's go to the next one. LA taking on the Ducks. And this one will be played at the Duck Pond. And the system play is, where's the system play? There's 3 of them. No, there's 2 of them. All right, which one are we going to go with? Yeah, we'll go with the over because both of them point to the over. And we'll use this one. Anytime you got a road team last 3 years, like the Kings, and they're playing the division opponent, like the Ducks, before a division game. So who they're playing next? They're playing another division opponent, which is... normally it's in the premium report. Okay, next Calgary. So we're playing Calgary next. Coming off a 3-game win streak, and they're coming off a 3-goal win, and they allowed 3 or less goals against last game. So 6-3, I guess, is what they're telling us. Yeah, 6-3. Hey, doing the math real quick. I wasn't too good on the math yesterday or a couple of days ago. People was like, "Hey, you gonna get that or what?" Sometimes it comes quick. Sometimes like weekend. All right, 20-5 to the over, and look at this one. 15-2 to the over. So we're going to go Kings, Ducks over tonight. Kings over. What is it? 5.5, 6.5? It's 5.5. What's with all these 5.5 lately? Hey? All right. All right. Game of the night, Minnesota, Colorado. Man, we're getting at that time of year, right? This is anytime you get like 2 weeks before the season ends, this is playoff time. This is really playoff hockey, right? So Minnesota taking on the Avs, and let's see what the system tells us to take. And the system says we got 2 of them. All right. Wow. So here's the thing. We got one system going against the favorite and the other system with the favorite, but the over. I'm going to go with the over. Look at the 2 systems on the over. Anytime you got a home favorite during the month of April and going back to 1996, this is not just this year. Going back to 1996, hey, I feel like a historian here. Back in the day, anytime you got a home favorite during the month of April before a division game, versus conference opponent coming off a 2-game losing streak, 2, 3, and 4 to the over. Okay, 2, 3, and 4 to the over. And anytime you got a home favorite last 5 years before division game versus conference opponent, seems like the same one. Coming off a home loss as a favorite, and they're coming off a division sandwich. So between 2 division teams, and they scored 4 or less goals for last game, 12-3 to the over. And let me see here. The over is 6.5. Wow. So we're going to go over 6.5 here between Colorado and Minnesota. All right, let's go to the next one. Columbus against the Bolts. Okay, Tampa Bay. Minus 333 is the line. Let's see what the system's on. Watch it be the... oh, it's okay. It's on the under. Look at that. Anytime you got a road team last 4 years after a division game before a conference game, coming off a road loss as an underdog, and they're coming off a 3-goal loss, which they did last game, another 3-0 loss to the Canes. The under 3, 13, and 1. So give me under, probably 6.5 for sure. That's 6.5. Under 6.5 tonight, Tampa Bay, and let me see the over/under in the pair. No, pretty much a coin flip. So all right, we'll go under the total right here, and then the last one, Arizona, Seattle. See, that's what happens when you get these big games. You get a lot of system plays, right? Now, I'm giving you guys all the system plays. I'm not saying every one of them you should take. Due diligence, do your homework, and follow the Raymond report, right? Follow the golden rules, and I'll get back to that in just 1 second when you're doing. And I'll show you one way what I do when I have the system play, because I always want confirmation, and I need it. Think of this, right? I'm giving you guys a system play, which I call indicators. And what you want to do is grab as many indicators as possible, string them along, and the more indicators you get, the more confidence level you'll have in that selection. But you need a closer at the end, right? That one indicator or that one belief system to close the deal, right? A, B, C, always be closing. And let's see what the system tells us right here. Anytime you got a home team like Seattle, last 3 years on 3 days rest, versus a division opponent like Arizona, and they're coming off a road win as a favorite. Not good straight up, but 3-12 to the under. So under play here, Seattle against Arizona. Seattle, Arizona. So it's the parity value. Ooh, see, 11-6-2. That makes me think twice, right? So all right. So what's the over under? 5.5. All right, 5.5. So there you have it. So Toronto money line, Washington, Detroit under 5.5, Kings over. What was it? 6.5. Say 6.5, or was it 5.5? I think it was 5.5, right? Let me go back to that one. Okay. I want to make sure I give you guys the right information. And 5.5, over 5.5. And then we got Minnesota, Colorado over 6.5, Columbus, Tampa Bay under 6.5, and then Arizona, Seattle under 5.5. Real difference in the pick ranges, from NHL to NBA. NBA with a lot of money line with a couple of totals, or actually one total, and then two totals. Washington, Minnesota under. And then Clippers, Phoenix over, but a lot of, I don't even think I gave you guys one. I don't think I gave you guys one money line here. It was all the totals. All right. So what I was saying is, once you've done that, now you got the system play. Go to your ATS team trends. Let's go to NHL, and let's go to Toronto against New Jersey. And let's see what the trends are telling us. So Leafs. There's an over. All right. So then under right here. Under. So what you want to do is you want to see if there's anything backing you up, right? And there's over 100 trends, so I'm not going to tell you guys to go. But when you look at this, there'll be like some form of consensus, right? Over. Okay, that makes me feel good knowing the over is right here. And here's what you also want to do. Go to the old 80% club stats, which I'm going to go right now, do baseball. And what you want to do is go old 80% club stats, go to NHL, and see if there's any good team trends to really back up that system. But one of the things I love to do, and I showed you guys, is like, say if I go to the Raymond report and I click on NHL, and I'll go to that game between New Jersey and Toronto, I want to back up that system play within other indicators, right? So when I look, so we're saying Toronto under. All right, so I got 6.4 goals. That's an under indicator. 7-3. That's an over indicator. The Kogo's at 55, which is good, right? I don't like it when it's at 80 or, the 33. I'd rather be close to the medium, right? Be close to the medium, because when say this was the Kogo's at 30, that's like trying to catch a falling knife. A reversal's coming at any point, right? The one thing you want in the markets is just, hey, you don't want rocky roads. You just want a nice, like, little speed bump here when you're going down say like the grocery store, a little speed bump. You don't want to be driving down the 401 and hit all these gutters. All right, 4-4, the parity value index. So look at that, 4-4, 11-11, which is good, right? So there's no strong, because remember, you see this, the bookmaker sees that, right? And you at the end of the day, when it's you against the bookmaker. Obviously, you want to win, but they want to win too, right? Here's the other indicator I like to look at. Anytime Toronto goes to New Jersey, 7-3 to the over. And for the Devils, anytime they're playing head-to-head games against the Leafs, either in Toronto or in New Jersey, 6-4 to the over. So a lot of overs right there. So probably, I don't know. I'm on the fence with this one. But you see what I mean? is that even though we got that one good system, you got to go look. And here's the other indicator I like to. I'm a streak guy. I want to see cycles. And what's Toronto on the road the last 45 days? 4-5 to the under, and New Jersey 5-5. So you know what? Probably give it for the show, for funs and giggles. Yeah, under to the total. All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. Old 80% club stats. And last night I gave out 2 systems. I gave out the Dodgers money line. I gave out Seattle under and San Francisco. Ooh, struggling. Yeah, San Fran took it on the chin against the Bucks. So here's the I didn't have any trends today in Major League Baseball. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use the old 80% club stats, and we'll try to find some value here. So the Boston Red Sox first home game. You know what? Cora is a freaking really good manager. That's what I realized in this Western road trip. Alex Cora is one hell of a manager. 2-13 to the under when Boston takes on American League East opponents last 15 games. Now, when you click on this, I don't know if you guys can see this on the pop-up menu, but this is the last 15 games the Boston Red Sox have played at home against American League East opponents. Look at all the unders. So a lot of unders. You got, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Toronto, and the Yankees. So a lot of under indicators pointing towards the game today between Boston and Baltimore. Unfortunately, I did find one system that I've been tracking early on, the over in that game. Aaron Savali, homer away team, month of April, 11-2 to the over. Merrill Kelly, anytime he's homer away versus Colorado, a lot of unders in that game, 2-10-1. So keep an eye on that to see, with all those games. The thing with Colorado, right? 2-10-1. How many games were those in Colorado? How many of them were in Arizona? All right, San Diego, Colorado. No, wait a minute, wrong one. All right, Kelly. All right, here it is, Merrill Kelly. So that game was on the road. That game was on the road. That game was at home. All right, so yeah, a couple of them pretty much balanced, pretty well balanced. So, all right, that's good to know. San Francisco home or away when the total of the spread's 160 to 180, 5-23-2. So either home or away, and the total's either minus 160 or plus 160. So that range, 5-23-2 to the under. So pretty good system to the under. Now, I do have, this is what the team system trends, all right? Those system trends, anytime the Baltimore Orioles are a road team, totals 8.5 to 9 after a non-division game, and they allowed 3 runs against last game, and they're coming off a series loss, 9-1 to the under. So I'm going to keep track on that. So Baltimore under is, you know what? I'm not going to track this because these are team trends, and I'm a systems guy. So I'm just going to give you guys this, and because I really like the over in this game. I do have, I got 2 plays today for premiums, and one of them is the over. Chicago White Sox as a road team the month of April after a division game scored 0 or less runs for. How do you score less runs than 0? In the last game, coming off a right-handed pitcher, 2-12 to the under. The Texas Rangers, the home team, last 2 years after a division game, coming off 1 over, allowed 10 runs or less against last game, 9-2-2 to the over. Twinkies as a home team on a Ruby Tuesday before a division game or a non-division game, coming off a 2-run loss, and they allowed 4 runs or less against last game. They are 9-1 straight up, 2-8 to the under. San Francisco as a home team during the month of April after a conference game, coming off a loss, and it was a loss to a National League East opponent, 12-2 straight up. So the Giants 12-2 straight up next game, and this one here is almost the same thing. It's practically the same thing. St. Louis, Sonny Gray going today for the Cards. Anytime St. Louis, a home team, total 7.5 to 8 after a non-division game, coming off a 2-run loss, and they allowed 5 runs against last game. They are 14-3 straight up in their next contest, and yeah, so those are pretty good ones right there. I'm gonna go to this one, the smart system trends. Colorado is a home or road team last 3 years with 1 over or more, and they won their last game by 2 runs or more, and they are 2-5 last 7 games, 9-2 to the over. Do they have 7 games in the system though? Oh yeah, they should. It's Colorado. What's the record? Yeah, okay, so they do 3-8 on the year, so they got 7 games. So 9-2 to the over. So that's Colorado, I think Arizona over. And then when Houston's a road team, last 4 years coming off an over, they won their last game by 5 runs or more, and they are 2-1 in the last 3 games, 2-8-1 to the under. So some good team trends right there, guys. And again, you can get more. If you want to get the team trends for every game, go to your dashboard And then what you want to do is go to ATS Trends, go to Major League Baseball, and let's go to that game between Baltimore and Boston. So let's click on View Now. Baltimore 129 favorite. Then you got Corbin Burns going against Bayo. Orioles 16-6 as an away team, coming off a 2-game losing streak the last 2 years. And what you want to look for is, okay, Orioles under, Orioles under, Orioles under. So this way you get some type of feel of what the history is for the Orioles and the Red Sox. Saying, look at all the Red Sox over, Red Sox. Man, this is could be a Red Sox day. All right, that's one way you can look at it, right? But and the other way you want to do it is go to your dashboard. And once you go to your dashboard, go to MLB. And let's say I go Boston against Baltimore. And then I get the full premium tip sheet right here. So Bayo going up against Burns. I got 4.44 for Baltimore, 4.52 for the Red Sox. Red Sox 7-3 straight up, 5-4 for the Orioles. The value index minus 122, so fair market value if you do like Baltimore. I don't have anything for Boston on the value because they haven't been a home game yet, right? So not available. Chance of winning, the percentage play, 53.2% for the Red Sox, 46.1 for Baltimore. Kogo is at 62%. Yeah, and every time Baltimore faces a see, we're really early in the season, so that's why these numbers are very low, but I'll show you a way you can work around this. If you're big on the parity value, strength of schedule, and you want to see, you know what, I want to see how they do against those A-type teams. I'm going to show you in a minute how you can do it. Home and away, they're 4-2, 1-2 on the road. Again, very early in the year. Let's go down here to see any trends to, so you got your league team trends and the league trend, right? You know I'm a league system trend. So far this year, road favorites are 31-17 on the year. So what you want to do is compare that league trend to the team system trend to see if you got some value in your selection. 21-14 teams coming off an under. So road teams coming off an under are 21-14. And wow, look at that. Road teams against opponents with a 61-70 win percentage. The over is 13-4. I do like that. I do like that a lot. All right, folks, there you have it. Hey, man, what a show today. I was already half hour. And oh yeah, I want to show you guys how I look at that, right? So let me go to my strength of schedule database and we go to Major League Baseball. So let's say, what was it again? It was Boston. Let me go back to dashboard. Go to MLB. Go Boston against Baltimore. And we want to know how Boston did at home against those B-type teams, right? So what you want to do is you go Boston at home against B-type teams. B-type teams are 50 to 59.9 win percentage. We'll do this season to see. They haven't played a B-type team yet this year. How about the last 10 games going back to last year? 1-9. Woo! Wow. And 4-6 to the under. So good thing you looked at that, right? And but I like the over in that game. All right, folks, there you have it. That is the Raymond Report today for a Ruby Tuesday. Wearing my old Expo hat. Hey, do you like that? Going retro today. Hey, bring back the Expos. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy the show, please hit that like button. And come out and check out the front page and watch Tiger Woods before the Masters doing some putting right here. Take a coffee break. You know what? For me, this is very soothing. I watch this and then I get an itch to go hit some golf balls. All right, folks, have yourself a great rest of your Ruby Tuesday. I'll be back here on a Wacky Wednesday with another edition of the Raymond Report. Cheers.